Hello everyone, Mike again here with another Star Wars Destiny video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Hyperloop deck. Um, it's a very annoying deck. I'm going to explain how the deck works and possible ways to combat the deck. So basically the deck is Poe Dameron, two hired guns, and the Emperor's Throne Room. You also need the Millennium Falcon and a hyperspace jump. So what you do, or what players do, is they'll activate the hired gun, hoping to get the one resource off of him. They'll claim that one resource. They will then roll in Poe Dameron. They'll activate his die and roll it in. After that, they'll claim the battlefield, claiming the Emperor's Throne Room, which says basically turn one of your dice to a special and resolve it. So they'll resolve Poe's special, which will allow him to discard a card from his hand to resolve one of the sides of that die if able. And then if it's a vehicle card, they can pay the resource cost to basically play it and keep it out. So what they do is resource off hired gun, roll in Poe, claim the battlefield, discarding the Millennium Falcon, resolving it to get two resources. So now they're at five. They'll then pay the five resources to play the Millennium Falcon. And if they're on their battlefield, they won't need to use the hyperspace jump, but they probably want to get a hyperspace jump into their discard pile. So when you, the player playing against the Hyperloop deck, rolls out very well, all they do is claim the battlefield, resolve the special on the Millennium Falcon, which states you can play a card, a yellow card out of your discard pile, play the hyperspace jump, which ends the round. So basically, you're left with all your good dice just on the table. And if they play the hyperspace jump, it will end the round and you're not able to do anything with your dice. It'll then go back. Usually, if they are in control of the battlefield, they'll usually roll out the Millennium Falcon first or Poe, and then you'll roll. After you roll well, they'll claim the battlefield again using the discarded the special on the Falcon, play the hyperspace jump out of the discard pile, and reset the round again. It's an incredibly annoying deck. I played against it tonight, and the game went to time, and I lost by 1 point of damage. So he had done 17 points of damage to me. I had done 16 points of damage to him. If we would have tied, it would have went to our deck in our hand, where I would have lost because I was also getting milled as well. Another thing, these that are in these decks, they'll throw Launch May in to do a ton of damage and things like that. It's really annoying because they can constantly just um, reset the round essentially when you roll well and you are able, if you have a lot of damage showing, they're going to claim the battlefield, triggering the Falcon special to get the hyperspace jump out of the discard pile and play it from there so they don't have to take any of the damage or any of the resource disruption that you're showing or whatever your dice are. So I'm going to now show you possible ways to combat this because I personally do not like this deck. This deck is not fun to play against. It's incredibly annoying. It drags on for quite a long time. Like I said, the game I played it was 35-minute rounds and it went to time, and then I lost on damage in the tiebreaker. But I'm going to be back and I'm going to show you possible ways to deal with the deck and deal with this problem. So we'll be right back with that. Alright, and we are back with our possible solutions to this deck and to the Millennium Falcon in particular because it's the Millennium Falcon is the thing that holds the combo together. They trigger the Falcon special to get the hyperspace jump out of the discard pile and play it again. So one possible thing, if you can get the card out and pay the 6 resources, is just destroy the Millennium Falcon with an ATSD. You could also get this out, possibly claim the battlefield. If you use this with something like Tactical Mastery, you would be able to Tactical Mastery, Spider character. If you had already paid for the ATSC, just roll the ATSC out as the first action off of Tactical Mastery, then claim the battlefield if you're still in the throne room, using the special on the ATST to destroy the Millennium Falcon. That's one possible way to get around it. Another that's a villain solution. Another villain solution is using He Doesn't Like You, which states remove one of your dice to remove an opponent's die. So you remove one of your dice, you then remove an opponent's die as well. So you obviously remove the Millennium Falcon. If they have the Millennium Falcon out and you have the special on Force Throw, you can use the Force Throw to get the Millennium Falcon out of their dice pool and back to the card where it can't be used. Another thing to do is if you have Cunning, this is neutral, so it goes in both hero and villain decks, is to claim the battlefield if it's the throne room still. Use the special on the Millennium Falcon and cycle back to the previous to a different location. Because hyperspace jump not only ends the round, it also changes the location. So I was on the Starship Graveyard. He was on the throne room. I did this once in the game where I claimed the throne room, triggered the special off of Cunning, which lets you trigger the special off of something else, which was Millennium Falcon, which then switched the locations again. He was able to loop back out of that, though, later in the game. Another thing you can do is you can use Infamous to give the next yellow card you play Ambush. So you exhaust Ambush, play a yellow card to get that extra action, and then use All In to resolve basically any of your dice in the order that you want. Another way to get around it is with Crime Lord. So you can put Crime Lord on a character and roll it out. You can also then roll out Crime Lord, claim the battlefield if it's still on the throne room, trigger the special on Crime Lord, and if you have 5 resources, you can kill one of their characters. So that will also work because the round is over. Another thing to do is if you have Crime Lord out, if you have Crime Lord on its special, your opponent may be hesitant to claim the battlefield because especially if you've already triggered Crime Lord on them, they're not going to want to claim the battlefield and do the loop because once they do that, their character will be killed. So I think Crime Lord is a pretty strong solution to it. You can get it out. You can pay 4 resources to play it, or you can also use it with Ace in the Hole, which lets you just roll it into your pool. So Ace in the Hole, roll it into your pool. The player is probably going to claim the battlefield at that point unless you gave Ace in the Hole Ambush. So if you give Ace in the Hole Ambush, good ambush, Ace in the Hole, roll out Crime Lord, claim the battlefield, and then trigger a special. You still need the 5 resources to pay to do that. But these are just a few possible solutions to the Hyperloop deck. I hope there are cards in the next expansion that will probably nullify the Hyperloop, because currently the Hyperloop, like I said, is very annoying, not fun to play against, and it just drags games out much longer than they probably should be. But these are just a few solutions to dealing with this really annoying deck. One card I didn't put in this picture is Prize Possession. I suppose you could roll out Prize Possession and Prize Possession Poe because the Hyperloop deck is only running a single Poe and 2 individual hired guns. So if you're able to get the 4 resources out early and play and basically play Prize Possession, you can Prize Possession Poe. However, once Poe gets out, they're generally going to be claiming the battlefield, but they're probably not going to be activating Poe before they have the necessary 3 resources to put Poe out and then discard the Falcon and then pay the 5 resources. They are generally going to roll Poe out once everything is already set up. But these are just a few ways to deal with a deck. Like I said, very annoying, drags out, and not fun to play against. But hopefully, people in the Star Wars Destiny community will come up with ways to kind of combat this deck and basically make it so the deck is no longer viable. Until then, I will admit it's a clever deck. It's just very annoying. So I want to thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Take care.